Pinehurst, and I watched. I should take my hat off and let you see my big bald head. I watched Angel Reese taking on Caitlin Clark, and I got to tell you, I caught the game in the third quarter, and as I watched the game, it was evident to me, and probably evident to a lot of you if you played or you coached, and I know many of you do, that there's a distinct difference between the two teams. Yeah, I know that Kennedy Carter wasn't playing. Okay, but take that out. You could watch the way they played on the court. And let me give you a little education here about how we roll in sports. When you watched both teams, here's what you saw. You saw in the second half of the season, in the second half of this game, the team that was more together. The team that was more together was clearly the Indiana Fever, and the Indiana Fever routed the Chicago Sky. Why? Let me tell you, what does together mean? Man, oh man, when Caitlin Clark does something, everybody celebrates. When Caitlin Clark does something, there is no jealousy. Early in the year, I felt like we saw a lot of jealousy. I felt like we saw a lot of people kind of side-eyeing. The great Joby Wright, great player at Indiana, assistant coach Indiana basketball, used to call it under-eyeing. I'm under-eyeing you. I felt there was a lot of that going on with Caitlin Clark, but really since the end of the first half of the season, you don't see it anymore. And one thing Caitlin Clark does maybe better than anybody in sports right now, makes it about others, makes it about team. Think about it. When's the last time you didn't see Caitlin Clark talking about a teammate? When's the last time you saw Caitlin Clark talking about herself or any of the accomplishments that she has had? Let me give you the answer to that. Never. Never. You never hear that. Now, that's why their team has gotten good. She could have been an egomaniac. Everybody in the league knows that she is the league right now. Are you kidding me? Now,
look, man, I started laughing because Dan, we usually see Dan in his office taking care of business when he does his show. And then right here, I heard his wife or whoever that could be. It could be whoever is in the kitchen, wherever he's at. It's just funny that I heard that. It's just funny to see him not in his office. So that's all.
Let's go to the Chicago Sky. Chicago Sky are falling off the map in the second half of the season. Why? Well, they got a star, right? Everybody tells me Angel Reese is an absolute star. Look at all the double-doubles. Oh, my God. Well, Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky have made it about Angel Reese, not about the Chicago Sky. Even last night, if you look at it, what they have, Barbie night. We're giving out towels, blah, 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 blah. And when you see Angel Reese, what does she do? She's walking in with look at me outfits. It's about me. When you see Caitlin Clark, what do you see? It's about we. And literally, and I am being literal here, everybody that has ever played sports at any kind of level and has had two things. One, great success. Let me go through that. Maybe you start out slow. 1-9 is what the Fever started out. But Caitlin Clark continued to make it about us and we, not her. The media made it about her. Other players made it about her. The dummy OGs of the WNBA made it about her, but not her. She's inclusive, man. She brings everyone together. So what happened? Well, what happened was a 1-9 start has now turned into 15 wins for the first time in 3 years. Remember, this is a team in the Fever that had not 1 year of getting the number one pick and the worst record in the league, but 2 straight years of having the number one pick with the worst record in the league. Well, why are they doing better? Well, they got a great player. Sure, they got a great player. Yeah, the best. But boy, has she brought others together. And people forget one.
I'm going to stop it right there because that's a great part. That's a great, great point. Caitlin has brought a lot of these girls together. Just in general, I can't give it all to her, but come on. I mean, you got to understand where this team is at. You got to understand this culture has turned into a winning culture. The Indiana Fever was not a winning culture. The Indiana Fever basketball team was not a winning culture. Caitlin Clark brought that over. She brought her fans over. And now they have a whole fan base backing them. Their social medias, their YouTubes, their Instagrams, their Twitters, everything you can think of. Their fans, the ticket sales, merchandise sales, everything you can think of. Bringing these girls together. So these fans are liking all the teams' pictures and photos and following them. It's not just about Caitlin. This has to do with the team. The team is enjoying this process. Everybody wants to play for the Fever right now. Everybody looks at the Fever and sees what they're doing, and they're like, wow. And we're just here on the outside. Nobody even talks about us. That's kind of like Colorado football. And then the outsides, there's a slight few that's way different. But like the WNBA, come on. That's exactly what he's saying. This team has been brought together. They have glued together. Their chemistry together is just, you could tell in the winning games. And when you're winning games, the attitude and energy is just different. And everybody should know that. So, very important topic.
1-9 was, well, it was a little different because they were playing the best teams in the league. But when you're 1-9, guess what you have a chance to do? Fold, collapse. Everybody gets selfish. Anybody that's ever coached or played understands. Man, losing is like a disease. It festers. It's like that weed that grows in your grass, and you see it and you pick it up, and boy, it's spread over here and it's spread over there. It's, the freaking worst. Now, winning cures, but you got to get to winning. And Caitlin Clark making it about everyone except her has put them in that position. Now, the other way, I mean, whenever you see Angel Reese talk, me, I, and here's the thing about Reese. Players are smart, really smart. Players see what's going on here, the ones on her own team. Down 25, the coach is keeping her in the game to get 2 rebounds to get a double-double or get 3 points to get a double-double. Players look at that and they under-eye, they side-eye, they're like, that's crap. And the media's falling for it, right? I mean, look, I saw yesterday, Stephen A. Smith said, Caitlin Clark is the Rookie of the Year. Oh, my ass. All you had to do was watch that game last night. One's a lumbering, stumbling, bumbling me person, and the other's a ball. B-A-L-L-er. Ball. And one of the reasons is because, frankly, Caitlin Clark makes it about others. But let me go to the Chicago Sky for just a second. The Chicago Sky, when Angel Reese came in there,
look, bro, where he continues with the Chicago Sky. I'm gonna say this. I think the Chicago Sky have some internal issues that they need to figure out, because this is absolutely true. Look, you got the whole Sky team. How do you think they really feel about Angel Reese? They looking at Angel Reese miss all those layups for their assist or whatever the case is, or just constantly missing layups or whatever the case is. And how do you think they really feel about her basketball skills? And then everything's about her, the media, the Barbie night, the shoes, the Reese's deal, you know what I mean? The podcast now, everything's about Angel Reese. And she's not even the number one option, respectfully, in that organization. How do you think she feels? And she wasn't even drafted over Camila Cardoso. How do you think she feels? I mean, how do you think the team feels? The team probably doesn't, you know what I mean? Why do you think Mabry wanted to get out of there? And then, you know what? I got a really good segment with Rachel Banham. I really don't think she wants to play with Angel Reese. I got some stuff I scooped up. You go look at her interview after the game. And then she was talking to her ex-teammates on the Lynx today, pointing over there, talking to the Lynx players in a huddle, pointing over that way. Without, like, you know what I mean? I'm telling you. So it's not a good look. And then they're losing games. Nobody just wants to be on a losing team, and then you're still trying to get double doubles. That's just real honest truth. Nobody wants to handle that. Nobody wants to deal with that. That's just, no teammate is going to like you for that. It's going to get to the point where it's enough is enough. So, true right here.
Swimming upstream. And let me explain this to you. She comes in, the team's no good, right? I mean, they wouldn't have had the second or third or whatever Angel Reese was picked. Angel Reese is coming off, hey, look, won the national championship 1 year, got to the Final Four. The next really successful career, but like most that come in the WNBA, nobody cared. So Angel Reese is coming in, and she's swimming upstream 2 ways. 1, her team's not very good. 2, she's second fiddle to a little white girl over here, Caitlin Clark. And that pisses her off. That pisses the whole thing off. So instead of just building a team, Angel Reese has been trying to build a brand. Again, I go to players. That's cool early, because early, hey, some celebs were hanging out. Maybe the girls got in the front door of the club. People were recognizing them. That's cool. And Chicago's a great sports town. But as the season goes along, and this is what I'm talking about, the difference in the second half of the season, as the season goes along, all that goes away. And you're like, damn, I'm so tired of Angel. I mean, I'm so tired of her making it about herself. Now, you got to be careful as a player, because as a player, you know that Angel Reese is kind of the cornerstone of the franchise, right? And in professional sports, the person that's the cornerstone of the franchise is the one that's going to make the owner money. And if you go up against that cornerstone, your ass probably going to be gone. So you got to be careful. But here's the deal. Have I talked about winning? No. Why? Because you can't win that way. Look, I've told you this before. The great Brad Stevens, I asked him, you got 2 straight NCAA championship games appearance. Give me something people don't know about why that happened. Sure, Shelvin Mack was good. Sure, Gordon Hayward, fantastic. And really good players. Really good. He, everybody in our operation in Hinkle Fieldhouse, whether it was the baseball coaches who have an office there, the women's coach, the janitors, whoever, was moving in the same direction. Winning's hard as hell, man. And you can tell that the Chicago Sky are not moving in the same direction. In fact, you could tell last night that their operation's kind of horse shit right now. And in professional sports, remember this. Pat Riley said it best. As the head coach, you have to have a great relationship with your best players, and your best players have to be the hardest workers and the ones that give the most credit to others. And you don't see that with the Chicago Sky. It just smacked me right in my big fat bald head yesterday. And on the other side, you saw Caitlin Clark. Sure, early in the season, people were like, well, they're jealous of Caitlin Clark. Sure, maybe they were. Why wouldn't they be? I mean, they're women after all. What the hell? As the lovely Lee Ross always says, women in sports do not want to see other women in sports succeed. It's just the way they're built. But all of a sudden, she's sitting over there not happy with that, bringing her in. However, having said that, it all changed. All of a sudden, wait, we're what? We're getting the ball more? Kelsey Mitchell's getting the ball more? Wait a second. When you're open, she finds you? Wait a second. She'll throw it ahead to you? Wait a second. Let me ask you a question. When's the last time you saw Caitlin Clark in transition pull up from the logo? True. You're right. You haven't. Why? Selfish play in the pros. College, it's cool. College, whatever. In the pros, everybody, again, I go to the under eye, the side eye. What the hell are you doing? I mean, that's you don't see that anymore, do you? No. You see about as good a point guard play as there is currently in basketball, and I'm including the Euros, I'm including the NBA, I'm including high school, college, whatever you want to talk about. And then, oh, by the way, she gets 25 herself. And oh, by the way, the other team, the Chicago Sky, embarrassed themselves last night with the old, hey, we may lose the game, but we're going to win the fight mentality late. That's like Gary, Indiana, when we used to play Gary Roosevelt or Gary Westside. Hey, Dakich, we may lose the game, but we're going to kick your ass after. No, you weren't. I was too wiry at 6'5", 110 pounds. You know what I mean? Anyway, that's my synopsis on it. You want to be a successful team, you move in the same direction. You get off to a bad start, you keep it up. You keep going. You keep growing.
Look, man, we're going to cut it right there. He's absolutely right. The Chicago Sky, they got some serious things they need to pick up. They're in danger of losing the 8th seed in the playoffs. And currently, they don't have a number one option. They don't have a floor general. They don't have a decent offensive game plan. They're just kind of playing free basketball out there. And he's absolutely right. And we're going to touch on it again. Nobody wants to see that one player who gets all the attention and then they try to just worry about her stats. Double doubles. Like, your teammates are going to only put up for so long. Like, it's nobody wants to deal with that. I wouldn't deal with that. I'd be like, bro, okay, I get it. Like, get out of here. Like, all right, bye. And he's right. Caitlin Clark has been a great distributor. She's been spreading the love. She doesn't need to score she doesn't need to high score every night. Kelsey Mitchell, you can outscore me every night, but guess what? We're winning games. I'm still going to get my 25. I'm going to get my 10, 12, 15 assists. I'll get my double-double the hard way, but the right way, because we're going to get the wins. You know what I mean? Her teammates probably like, bro, okay, you getting all these rebounds, blah, 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 and we're still losing. We're still losing. You're staying in the game. You're begging for the ball, trying hard. With 1 minute left, you want me to throw you the ball in just to get a double-double, and we're down by 15. Come on, man. They don't want to deal with that. And then you complaining when they don't want to throw it into you. You pouting. making it about you. You got to get over that mentality. And then you doing a lot. You showing up to these games with you thinking about jerseys and you thinking about I don't know, man. You got to focus on basketball. I think you should shut everything off and just focus on basketball for the rest of the season, Angel, and really start to improve, because right now all eyes are on you because everyone keeps pumping you up on ESPN talking about you're the number one. That's your number. So now you're going to have to prove it. Everyone's going to want you to prove it. Everyone's got their eyes on you, and everybody keeps talking about your missed layups. And what do you keep continuing to do? Have more and more missed layups every single game. And I rock with Angel, but she has to improve. She has to. We cannot be celebrating rebounds off of misses and making it very clear that it's okay to miss layups. So look, that's all I got for today, man. Shout out to Dan. I'm going to keep it real nice and short for you guys. It's your boy, CEO Kana. Welcome to Game Day Network. I'm going to catch you guys on the next video. I'm out.